Hey, Texas Study students. This is Coachsaenz, welcoming you back to another one of our video lessons. Today's video lesson will be on chapter 6 through 7, vocabulary, Spanish settlement in Texas. Now, today we're going to need you to draw 8 vocabulary diagrams in your next available page of your binder. Remember to draw 3 boxes for each word. One for the word, one for the definition, and then one for a picture, so later on when you study it, you can remember it. Our first vocabulary word going to be today is the word mission. Mission is a settlement founded to spread Christianity to the people of an area. Now here in this picture, you see the mission, which is the building back here, right? And then you see the priests and the friars that serve along the church as they try to convert the natives, as you can see over here on the right, the natives. Now what they also trying to do, or what also is going on in this picture, is you can see the soldiers that are protecting the mission, which is this one right here again, the building back here, and the people that serve here, and the natives. Now let me clarify something up here. Now Christianity, the word here, as you can see it, Christianity, right there, also talks about, it also means the Catholic religion. All right, it talks about both. It's one in both. So when you talk about Catholicism, it's based off of Christianity. It's both in the same. It's all spreading the word of God to many people. The second vocabulary word we're going to talk about today is the word presidio. The word presidio is a military post in an area under Spanish control. Now, a presidio, as you can see in this picture here, is a tall building, fortified building, that was used to protect the people around the pueblos and things like that. Now, a presidio is also known as a fort, right? A military post. Now, what these presidios were used for, now we're just going to put a line under here, because the presidio or the fort was used to protect the missions. They were also missions. There we go. Missions, yes. They were used, these forts were used to protect the missions where the Spanish friars and priests would serve God, remember? So the presidios were always posted next to missions. Now, as you can see there on the left, I'm going to erase this real quick. As you can see there on the left, this picture right here, you see these soldiers, how they would dress and how they would look like in the 1500s. They would be posted up here around the presidio to be on the lookout for anything that would come or anything that would try to attack. Now our next vocabulary word is going to be the word subject. Subject is a person who is under the authority of the king or the queen. Now here in this picture, you can see the king here, the throne there, and we can see the knight. I just decided to grab a different picture. We see the knight kneeling in front of the king. He is a person who is directly under the authority of the king or the queen. He serves them. He is under them, and he works for them, as you can see here. Our next vocabulary word is the word civil settlement. Civil settlement is a village made up of people who are neither priests or soldiers, or otherwise known as a pueblo. As you can see in this picture here, this is a picture of an old civil settlement of Spanish here. You can see the people amongst the town with their horseback saddles around here. This is a different view of a pueblo. Now, if you remember, now the priests used to live in the missions, right there, and the soldiers would live in the presidios, where they would protect the town. This, otherwise known as a civil settlement or a pueblo, was where the regular people, everyday people who just came over for a new life, a new opportunity, would come and live in a regular town, otherwise known as a pueblo or a civil settlement. Now our next vocabulary word is the word alcalde. Alcalde is a Spanish official who served as mayor, sheriff, and judge. Now, as you can see in these 3 pictures, we have one of each, one of a mayor, one of a sheriff's badge, and the judge's gavel. Now, as the mayor, the alcalde's job was to the best interest of the civil settlement, always looking out for it and just giving it rules how to protect it. As the sheriff, his job was to enforce the rules, and in case anyone broke him, they would lock him up. Right? He was the popo, or what you guys call the police. Now, as the judge, he would serve the sentence to anybody who was in trouble, and that's the way he would protect his city as the mayor, sheriff, and judge. As you can see here, he had 3 different jobs, so the alcalde of a Spanish settlement was a very, very, very busy individual. Now, the next vocabulary word is the word ayuntamiento. Ayuntamiento is the local government in a Spanish town, or a town council. As you can see here in this picture, the Ayuntamiento has gathered for a town council meeting. Now, the job of the Ayuntamiento was to enforce laws, make laws, change laws, or do what they felt was best for the town. Now, as you can see, or you can look at the other vocabulary words that we've had so far, they are in Spanish. Now, at this time, Texas is under Spanish control, right? So that's why it's called New Spain. So most of the words that they're going to use are in Spanish, like this one, ayuntamiento. That is the town council in a Spanish local government, as we see in this picture. The next vocabulary word is the word vaquero. Vaquero is a livestock herder, and by livestock, I mean cows, as you can see in this picture, or a cowboy. Now, vaquero is, of course, another Spanish word for cowboy. Now, as you can see in this picture, this vaquero is herding, like in the picture there, herding cattle, bringing it together. Now, we're going to continue to learn more in depth about the vaquero in chapter 7, right? And how important he is to Spanish Texas. But we can see here an example of what the daily life of a vaquero was, herding cattle and bringing them together for the sale of them, for their meat, of course. Now, our last vocabulary word is the word liberation. That is the act of becoming free. As you can see in this picture, this person has broken the chains and become free. As we're starting to learn about slavery and everything that it entailed, liberation was the act of slaves becoming free and breaking from that chain of slavery. Now, some of you feel like you are in chains when you're here at school. And you're just here and you're like, man, I hate school. School sucks, blah, blah, blah. And just acting just like if you are entrapped here or chained down here at school. And once that bell rings at 3:56, you were gone. You're liberated. You're free. And you're free to do whatever you want at 3:56. Now, as we wrap up our video lesson, I just want to send a shout out to my first period class. As they were here during the recording of this video. Now, this is Coachsaenz, finishing up your chapter 6 and 7 vocabulary. This is Coachsaenz, signing out.